Mountain Gazelle, nature's Agile national treasure. In the rugged hills and sun-baked plateaus of the Middle East, a graceful creature bounds across ancient landscapes with balletic precision. The mountain gazelle, with its amber eyes and delicate frame, represents one of nature's most elegant survivors, a living testament to adaptation, resilience, and the enduring beauty of wild places. This remarkable antelope has not only carved out a niche in some of the world's most challenging environments, but has also captured the hearts and imagination of entire nations. The elegant athlete. Physical characteristics. The mountain gazelle, Gazella, stands as a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, perfectly sculpted for life in harsh, rocky terrain. Standing approximately 60 to 65 centimeters at the shoulder and weighing between 20 to 30 kilograms, these animals possess a build that screams both elegance and athleticism. Their slender legs, seemingly too delicate for their demanding lifestyle, are actually powerhouses of muscle and bone designed for explosive bursts of speed and remarkable agility. Their coat presents a study in earth tones, a rich golden brown that seamlessly blends with the rocky outcrops and dried grasslands they call home. This coloration isn't merely aesthetic, it's a sophisticated camouflage system that has evolved over millennia. The lighter underside creates a countershading effect that helps break up their silhouette when viewed from below by predators. Perhaps most striking are their eyes. Large, dark, and expressive, positioned on the sides of their heads to provide nearly 360-degree vision. These eyes are not just windows to their gentle souls but sophisticated early warning systems that can detect the slightest movement across vast distances. Complementing their visual prowess are their oversized ears, constantly swiveling to catch the faintest sounds that might signal danger or opportunity. Both males and females sport horns, though the males are significantly more impressive. These horns grow in an elegant lyre shape, curving gracefully backward before turning slightly forward at the tips. They serve multiple purposes: weapons in territorial disputes, tools for clearing vegetation, and striking visual displays during courtship rituals. Where earth meets sky. Habitat and geographic distribution. Mountain gazelles are creatures of the borderlands, those magnificent spaces where desert meets mountain, where ancient civilizations once flourished, and where nature displays its most dramatic contrasts. Their range spans across the Levant, including Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan, with smaller populations historically extending into parts of Turkey and the Arabian Peninsula. These adaptable animals thrive in what ecologists call Mediterranean woodland and semi-arid shrubland. Picture landscapes dotted with olive trees, wild pistachios, and aromatic herbs like sage and thyme, where limestone outcrops create natural fortresses and hidden valleys provide shelter from both predators and the scorching midday sun. They're equally at home on coastal plains as they are on mountain slopes reaching elevations of up to 1,500 meters. What makes their habitat preference truly remarkable is their tolerance for human-modified landscapes. Unlike many wildlife species that flee at the first sign of human development, mountain gazelles have learned to coexist with agricultural areas, grazing on the edges of wheat fields and finding refuge in olive groves. This adaptability has been both a blessing and a curse, allowing them to survive in increasingly developed regions while also bringing them into closer contact with human-related threats. The terrain they inhabit is characterized by hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters, a Mediterranean climate that has shaped their behavior, reproduction, and survival strategies. During the harsh summer months, they retreat to shadier areas during the day, becoming more active during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk. Masters of efficiency. Diet and feeding behavior. Mountain gazelles are browsers and grazers extraordinaire, possessing an almost encyclopedic knowledge of their local flora. Their diet consists of over 80 different plant species, from tender grass shoots in spring to drought-resistant shrubs in summer, demonstrating a nutritional flexibility that would impress any wilderness survival expert. During the lush spring months, when winter rains have transformed the landscape into a green paradise, gazelles feast primarily on fresh grasses and herbs. They show particular fondness for members of the legume family, which provide essential proteins for growth and reproduction. As the season progresses and vegetation becomes scarce, They shift their focus to shrubs and trees, standing on their hind legs to reach higher branches in displays of remarkable balance and grace. Their feeding strategy is a masterclass in energy conservation and risk management. Rather than lingering in one spot like domestic livestock, mountain gazelles employ a bite-and-move technique, constantly scanning their surroundings while feeding. This behavior serves multiple purposes. It prevents overgrazing of any single area, reduces their vulnerability to predators, and allows them to sample the nutritional diversity of their environment. Water presents an interesting challenge in their arid homeland. While mountain gazelles can survive for extended periods without direct water sources, obtaining most of their hydration from the vegetation they consume, they will readily drink when water is available. During dry spells, they've been observed traveling considerable distances to reach water sources, often using the same traditional routes generation after generation. Their remarkable digestive system allows them to extract maximum nutrition from even the toughest, most fiber-rich plants. Like other ruminants, they possess a four-chambered stomach that enables them to break down cellulose through bacterial fermentation, essentially carrying their own microscopic ecosystem wherever they go. The dance of life, reproduction, and social behavior. The social world of mountain gazelles is far more complex and nuanced than their graceful appearance might suggest. These animals live in a fluid society where group composition changes based on seasons, resource availability, and reproductive cycles. During most of the year, females and their young form loose aggregations of 3 to 8 individuals, while adult males tend to be more solitary, establishing and defending territories during breeding season. The breeding season, typically occurring from September to November, transforms these normally peaceful creatures into passionate performers in nature's most important drama. Males become increasingly territorial, marking their domains with scent glands located near their eyes and establishing areas that they defend vigorously against rivals. These territories aren't just pieces of real estate, they're advertisements of the male's fitness and ability to provide resources for potential mates. Courtship displays among mountain gazelles are poetry in motion. Males approach females with a distinctive high-stepping gait, their necks arched proudly and heads held high to display their impressive horns. They may engage in parallel walks alongside females, matching their pace step for step in an elegant dance that can last for hours. After a gestation period of approximately 6 months, females give birth to 1 or occasionally 2 offspring in late spring or early summer, timing that ensures the young are born when food resources are most abundant. The newborns are remarkably well developed, able to stand and walk within minutes of birth, a crucial adaptation in a world where predators are never far away. Mother gazelles are devoted parents, nursing their young for about 4 months while gradually introducing them to solid foods. During the vulnerable early weeks, mothers will often leave their fawns hidden in secluded spots while they forage, returning periodically to nurse and check on their safety. Ecosystem engineers. Role in the natural world. Mountain gazelles play a crucial role as ecosystem engineers, their presence rippling through their environment in ways both obvious and subtle. As browsers and grazers, they help maintain the delicate balance of plant communities, preventing any single species from dominating while promoting biodiversity through their selective feeding habits. Their grazing patterns create a mosaic of habitats within their range, with some areas kept relatively short and open while others are allowed to grow taller and more dense. This habitat heterogeneity benefits countless other species, from ground-nesting birds that prefer open areas to small mammals that rely on denser vegetation for cover. As prey species, mountain gazelles support populations of large predators including wolves, leopards, historically, and various birds of prey. Their presence indicates ecosystem health. Areas with thriving gazelle populations typically support diverse wildlife communities. Conversely, their decline often signals broader environmental problems. The gazelles also serve as seed dispersers, carrying plant seeds in their digestive systems and depositing them in new locations through their droppings. This ecological service is particularly important in fragmented landscapes, helping to maintain genetic connectivity between plant populations across different areas. Their hoof prints and trails create microhabitats that benefit smaller organisms, from insects to reptiles. Even their dust baths, used for parasite control and thermoregulation, create small depressions that can collect water and organic matter, supporting unique microbial communities. Walking the tightrope. Interactions with humans. The relationship between mountain gazelles and humans spans millennia, woven through with threads of admiration, conflict, coexistence, and concern. Archaeological evidence suggests these animals have shared the landscape with human civilization since ancient times, appearing in art, literature, and folklore throughout the region. In modern times, this relationship has become increasingly complex. On one hand, mountain gazelles have demonstrated remarkable adaptability to human-modified landscapes, often thriving in agricultural areas where they feed on crop residues and benefit from artificial water sources. Many farmers in the region have learned to coexist with gazelles, viewing them as part of the natural heritage of their land. However, expanding human populations and development pressures have created significant challenges. Habitat fragmentation remains the primary threat, as urban development, road construction, and agricultural intensification divide gazelle populations into smaller, more vulnerable groups. Vehicle strikes on roads have become a significant mortality factor, particularly during migration periods or when gazelles travel between fragmented habitats. Competition with domestic livestock presents another challenge, as overgrazing by goats and sheep can reduce the quality and availability of natural vegetation. In some areas, the introduction of modern irrigation has actually benefited gazelles by creating year-round green spaces, while in others, intensive agriculture has eliminated traditional foraging areas. Illegal hunting, though greatly reduced from historical levels, continues to pose threats in some regions. The gazelle's trusting nature and tendency to freeze when startled, rather than immediately fleeing, makes them vulnerable to poachers despite legal protections. Sacred symbol. Cultural and symbolic significance as a national treasure. In Israel, the mountain gazelle holds the prestigious title of national animal, a recognition that reflects both its biological importance and deep cultural significance. This designation isn't merely ceremonial. It represents a national commitment to conservation and environmental stewardship. The gazelle's symbolic power runs deep in Middle Eastern culture. In Hebrew poetry and biblical literature, gazelles represent grace, beauty, and freedom. The Song of Songs famously compares lovers to gazelles, using their elegance and swiftness as metaphors for beauty and desire. This literary tradition continues today, with the gazelle appearing in modern poetry, art, and literature throughout the region. The choice of the mountain gazelle as a national symbol reflects values that resonate deeply with the Israeli national identity: resilience in harsh conditions, adaptability to challenging circumstances, and the ability to thrive in a homeland that demands both strength and grace. The gazelle's presence throughout the biblical landscape adds layers of historical and spiritual significance to its symbolic role. Educational programs throughout Israel use the mountain gazelle as an ambassador for wildlife conservation, teaching children about biodiversity, habitat protection, and the delicate balance of ecosystems. School groups regularly visit nature reserves where they can observe these animals in their natural habitat, fostering a new generation of conservation-minded citizens. The gazelle appears on coins, stamps, and official emblems, its image serving as a reminder of the country's commitment to preserving its natural heritage. Local communities take pride in their gazelle populations, often working with conservation organizations to protect and monitor local herds. Walking back from the brink. Conservation status and efforts. The mountain gazelle's conservation story is one of both concern and cautious optimism. Currently classified as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN), the species has experienced significant population declines over the past century, with current estimates suggesting fewer than 5,000 individuals remain in the wild. The primary threats facing mountain gazelles today read like a catalogue of modern environmental challenges. Habitat loss and fragmentation top the list, as expanding cities and infrastructure projects continue to divide and reduce available habitat. Climate change adds another layer of complexity, potentially altering precipitation patterns and vegetation communities that gazelles depend upon. However, the conservation response has been both innovative and encouraging. In Israel, a network of nature reserves and national parks provides protected habitat for gazelle populations. The Ramat Hanadiv Nature Park, the Carmel National Park, and other protected areas serve as crucial refugia where gazelles can breed and raise their young without human interference. Captive breeding programs have played a crucial role in conservation efforts, with several facilities maintaining genetically diverse populations that can potentially supplement wild herds. These programs have provided valuable insights into gazelle biology and behavior while serving as insurance populations against extinction. Wildlife corridors and crossing structures represent cutting-edge conservation technology being deployed to help gazelles navigate increasingly fragmented landscapes. These green bridges and underpasses allow animals to safely cross roads and move between habitat patches, reducing vehicle strikes while maintaining genetic connectivity between populations. Community engagement has emerged as perhaps the most crucial element of conservation success. Programs that work with local farmers, Bedouin communities, and urban residents have created networks of gazelle guardians who monitor populations, report threats, and protect critical habitats. Research programs continue to unveil new aspects of gazelle ecology and behavior, using modern techniques like GPS collaring and genetic analysis to understand their needs better and develop more effective conservation strategies. Beyond the obvious. Fascinating facts about mountain gazelles. Mountain gazelles possess abilities and characteristics that seem almost supernatural to human observers. Their jumping prowess borders on the miraculous. They can leap vertically up to 2 meters high and cover horizontal distances of up to 10 meters in a single bound. This extraordinary athleticism allows them to navigate terrain that would challenge even experienced rock climbers. Their speed is equally impressive. Mountain gazelles can reach sprinting speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour, with the ability to maintain high speeds over considerable distances. More remarkably, they can change direction almost instantaneously while running at full speed, a capability that has saved countless gazelles from pursuing predators. The gazelles possess an internal compass that would be the envy of any navigator. They demonstrate remarkable spatial memory, remembering the locations of water sources, high-quality feeding areas, and safe resting spots across territories that may span several square kilometers. This mental mapping ability allows them to optimize their daily movements for maximum efficiency and safety. Their communication system is far more sophisticated than their generally quiet nature might suggest. Mountain gazelles use a combination of visual signals, scent marking, and subtle vocalizations to convey information about danger, territory ownership, and reproductive status. Their white rump patches serve as warning signals, flashing conspicuously when they bound away from threats. Perhaps most remarkably, mountain gazelles possess what researchers call predator recognition inheritance, the ability to pass down knowledge about specific threats through cultural transmission rather than just genetic inheritance. Young gazelles learn to recognize dangerous situations by observing their mother's responses, creating a form of wildlife wisdom that accumulates across generations. Their physiological adaptations for desert life include specialized kidneys that can concentrate urine to conserve water, modified blood circulation that helps regulate body temperature, and the ability to lower their metabolic rate during food shortages. These adaptations allow them to survive in conditions that would quickly overwhelm most other mammals. The path forward. Hope on the horizon. The mountain gazelle's story continues to unfold across the ancient landscapes of the Middle East, each day bringing new challenges and new reasons for hope. As Israel's national animal, these remarkable creatures carry the hopes and dreams of a nation committed to balancing development with conservation, progress with preservation. Recent success stories provide encouragement for the future. Several gazelle populations have shown signs of recovery in protected areas, with successful reproduction and expanding ranges. Young gazelles born in captivity have been successfully reintroduced to the wild, bringing new genetic diversity to existing populations. Technological advances continue to improve conservation efforts. Drone monitoring allows researchers to track gazelle movements without disturbance, while genetic analysis helps guide breeding programs and identify distinct populations that require special protection. Social media and citizen science projects engage the public in conservation efforts, creating armies of volunteer observers and advocates. The mountain gazelle's designation as a national treasure represents more than symbolic recognition. It embodies a commitment to preserving the natural heritage that connects modern nations to their ancient roots. In protecting these graceful creatures, we preserve not just a species but a living link to the wild landscapes that once stretched unbroken across the biblical world. As we face an uncertain environmental future, the mountain gazelle stands as both a warning and an inspiration. Their current vulnerability reminds us of our power to alter ecosystems and threaten species. Yet their remarkable adaptability and the dedicated efforts of conservationists worldwide demonstrate our equal power to protect, restore, and celebrate the natural world. The story of the mountain gazelle is ultimately our story, a tale of coexistence, adaptation, and the enduring power of hope. In their graceful bounds across ancient hills, in their gentle eyes that have witnessed millennia of change, and in their continued presence in our modern world, these agile national treasures remind us that with care, commitment, and respect for the natural world, even the most challenging conservation stories can have hopeful endings. In protecting the mountain gazelle, we protect something irreplaceable. Not just a species but a symbol of wilderness, resilience, and the eternal dance between predator and prey, between human ambition and natural beauty, between the world we've built and the world we inherited. The mountain gazelle's future remains unwritten, but with continued dedication to conservation, community engagement, and international cooperation, these magnificent creatures will continue to grace the landscapes of the Middle East for generations to come, leaping with eternal grace toward whatever challenges and opportunities await them on the horizon.